Hi, this is Jacob Kinnettic from Kinnettic Kreations, back with this Ranger 2019 1000 XP. The last kit we got to do on this one is our backup light kit. So here's our kit. We have backup lamp controllers, plugs in the diagnostic port, and it reads the CAN network, and when it's in reverse, kicks on the light. Plug the light bar. It's obvious, goes to the light bar itself. And this is for a switch lead. So when the key is off, you can use this as a work light as well. So this one will mount one in the back of the cab, and it'll be a work light slash backup light. We got our harness that goes from the module to our light bar. We got our harness that goes from our module to the switch for the backup lights. And we have two options for light bars. This one's by Maxima. It's 24 inches long. Mounts right to the back of the cab. It's got 120 LEDs in it. Real nice bright light. It's a little on the pricey side. And then we got a little more budget-minded one. This one's 18 inches. We had to make our own brackets for it. The brackets it came with were off by about an inch. So we'll get some of these whipped up in CAD, and we'll get some made up, and we'll stock them. So they'll come with the kit. And then some bolts and spacers. This one won't need those because he's got some stuff on the back, but normally pull the two bolts out, put the spacer on, tighten the bolts down, and it'll work with the factory mounting holes. So we'll go in the back and get this thing going. Alright, so normally back here there's two bolts that are already in there, and they do like a T30, T35 Torx bit. But today we'll just forego the spacer. We'll change the bolts out, and I'll explain why. These cap screws are nice. Little button heads, actually. These button head screws are nice. But you can't tighten them down once they're behind this light bar. So we use this flanged bolt, and after the light bar is mounted, you can actually tighten it down. If you go with the Maxima light bar, we bolt these on. Like I said, if these plates weren't here, we'd put the spacer, because the cab holes have a recess in them. Snug it up, loosen them so they're going to wiggle a little bit. So if you were using the button head screw style like this, there's no way to tighten it. Once you get it up there, you take the light bar back off. But with our flanged bolt, and then there with the wrench, and cinch it down. So that's how you'd install the Maxima bar. We're going to switch it out to this other one. We have another machine here that's got this light bar on it, and it's dark out. be able to compare them. And now for the smaller light bar. Like I said, these brackets are custom. I'll lift these up. I have them drawn up in CAD, so we'll get some laser cut, bent, and powder coated. They go right on, and this obviously tilts. And we can tighten the bolts. So now I want to get the cable up underneath the windshield, the back window. So luckily on this one, you peel it back just enough to tuck this in there. Now if you got a 4-door, down here by the battery is the diagnostic cable, and this plugs into that. So it'll be down here by the fuse box. Some of these, this fuse box is mounted up here. If you got a 2-seater, this is all underneath the front seat. So just a little cap. Snap this back on there. And this plugs into this. See that plugged in? Now this goes to our light bar. So our light bar plugs up here. We'll tuck it up here, and this channel here is where we're going to put our light bar harness. Pops open. This one's already there. Run this behind the factory harness. And this track. I'll route this down behind the seat. Behind the belt, the factory harnesses. So we have a run behind the seat belt. We'll zip tie to the factory harness there. Comes out right here. Find a spot to tuck that, and then there's a hole down here that you can pass through. So we got some zip ties with the fir tree on it, so I'll snap one in there. That plugs in down here. So then for the front, you run this up to the front. We'll put a switch down here because we already filled that one with light bar switches earlier. I'll put in our switch harness. We'll actually start from the front because this switch or this connector is smaller than this one. Put this one here. Cut a slot. Alright, fits in there perfectly. If you have a machine that's already got the style cutout, we do have real nice low profile adapters that'll even fit over here. Back up to this grommet that's getting quite full. Once we get everything in, we'll put it back in the hole. Send this down, following our blinker kit. Tuck it down in there. We'll route it on the floorboards. All the floorboards take 8 pop rivets, you can see, and there's 1 or 2 hiding underneath each seat. So we route out that underneath channel. Now our controller is all plugged in. So, key on, we're in park, reverse, it's pretty good even for the budget one, in park. So, as you shift through the gears, it's automatic. And the bonus, keys off, so nothing's drawing any power. Turn it on, you got yourself a work light. So if you're out splitting wood, get yourself a deer this weekend, you need some light, you don't need to run your engine, you don't need to turn on a key and drain a battery elsewhere. So you can manually turn it on, so it's a 2-for-1 kit where it's a work light and a backup light all in one.